So hey guys, Stephen Bogren here from Pro Physique. Today what I want to talk about is how to compete on a budget. Yeah. So hey guys, happy Monday. Happy motherfucking Monday, right? Today, balling on a budget, son. Or daughter, actually. Monica asked this question, so what's up, Monica? Hope y'all are doing all right out there in Bermuda. But competing on a budget, very practical question, right? Because there's a lot of stuff that's thrown at us in terms of how do I compete, what do I spend my money on. For ladies in particular, it's much more expensive than it is for us gentlemen. And it makes sense, right? Like, I don't just have unlimited dollars to throw away at something, right? I don't have unlimited resources. So we want to make sure that we're spending those resources appropriately, and we're doing the things that matter, and are going to help us to be more successful. So, first and foremost, I would say spend the money on a coach. I say that not only because, like, obviously, like, I'm a coach and my livelihood depends on it, so please keep giving me business. But I say it also because of the fact that we have a really hard time being objective with ourselves. I know damn well I do. I need to have a coach when I'm prepping. Now, do I know all the stuff? Do I know, the diet breaks work and refeeds? Yes, absolutely I do. But I'm not objective with myself. Like, when I see myself in my pictures, when I see myself going through it and I have all my feelings and my tiredness and all that other stuff, like, I don't do a good job managing that. I know that. So a big part of that for me is being honest with myself about the fact that I'm terrible at that. That I need somebody else to help me with that I need somebody else who's more objective to step back, take a look and say, hey Steven, maybe this isn't as big of a deal as we thought it was. And then that helps me to be successful, right? So you have to find somebody that you can trust, right? And that knows their shit, that's going to get you where you want to go. So those are important things. I think that for me, first and foremost, it's a good coach. That's the first thing I'm going to spend money on, right? Now, that will change, like, levels of good coaches, and there are plenty of good coaches that are quite affordable. You just have to do some research, some digging, and make sure that you find the right fit for you. At the end of the day, that's what it's really about, right? So I think that's one thing where we don't want to cheap out on, per se. We can definitely find somebody that's going to be good, that's going to be affordable, or more affordable than maybe some other options. There are a lot of new up-and-coming coaches coming out of, like, USF, and we have a bunch on our team now that they're not going to be this crazy, just life-destroying price, right? So, like I said, there are options in terms of coaching, and there's options in terms of price ranges for coaching, right? So, first and foremost, that's where I spend my money, right? Suit. You can't really get away without a suit, ladies. Now, do you need the most blinged out, crazy suit ever? For your first competition, I'd say probably not. Now, if you're at nationals, you probably want to fit the bill. And so you're probably going to be wanting to spend a little bit more on a suit, make sure that it fits, that you don't stand out in a bad way on stage, right? But that's one of those ones. You can get a used suit. You can, people are selling them all the time. So there's options there, again. So maybe you need to get a new suit, but you don't have, the money to spend on it. Well, there's discount codes. You can also look at used suits from other competitors and those kinds of options there. So that might help you save a couple bucks there. Hair and makeup, for the ladies, not something that I would cheap out on. Most particularly if you're bikini or figure, definitely don't cheap out on those two things. Your presentation, your poise, all that stuff, like, you want them to be on point. So the two main people that I like to shout out to, Carolyn Posted and Makeup by V, both do an absolutely phenomenal job. They're at a lot of the national level shows, and they're just great. So I would say spend the money on those things because it's definitely worth it. Most particularly if you're in bikini, right? Guys, again, suits for us, posing trunks, not a big deal. They're like 30, 40 bucks maybe. If we're doing board shorts, you might spend 50, 60 bucks. It's not $500, $600 or more depending on the suit, like the ladies. So balling on a budget right there, very easy for us, right? Tan, if you want to save some money on a tan, Pro Tan. Get the Pro Tan stuff, do your own tan. What I found is you don't have to worry about color because you can get as dark as you need to, because you can just put on more coats if you need to, right? And it depends on how your body takes the tan, right? And it's gonna save you some cash. Only kicker there, you definitely need someone there to help you with your tan. I can't get this spot right there. You know what I mean? I don't have to get in between my butt cheeks, but you get it. You understand. Somebody you're close with, or somebody that you're gonna be okay being close with, right? Big one there. So you can save some cash on the tan, absolutely, for sure. Supplements. Well, supplements, I don't really tend to recommend a ton of supplements, but things I wouldn't go without during a prep. Pre-workout, I won't go without that. Core Hard, I absolutely will not go without Core Hard. Joint supplement, and probably Branch Chains. Those are gonna be my really big ones. Creatine's in there as well, but creatine's so cheap that I don't really think about it as a supplement. Like, it's just so affordable, it's so readily available. Creatine monohydrate, we know it works, it's solid, boom, right? Now, if you have extra money to spend, you can look at things like a GDA or glucose disposal agents and some other things that are pretty cool and gonna provide benefits still, but my bare bones prep stuff, you know, Core Hard, joint supplements, Branch Chains, pre-workout. Those are really my big ones. Pre-workout simply because I don't want to lose that intensity through my workout. I don't want to be losing any kind of fat loss or energy expenditure because I'm tired and fatigued and whatever it might be, right? So those are big ones too. Other things that I think you can get away with. Food choices. You don't have to eat expensive. We don't all have to be like macro connoisseurs and chef connoisseurs and doing all this kind of crazy stuff. We can keep things pretty reasonably priced. There are a lot of like sort of markets here where you can buy 40 pounds of chicken at a time. Gets really cheap. I've gotten it as low as 96 cents a pound for boneless, skinless chicken breasts. So that's one way to save money, you know? Eat cheaper foods. Now, is it fun to eat chicken and rice and broccoli and just over and over and over again? Fuck no, it's not. But we're talking about budgeting, right? We're talking about making it happen on a budget. That's one way we can save some food costs, right? Because yes, we are absolutely going to have high food costs. Yes, our protein intake is going to be reasonable, like pretty decent. At least, especially if you've never competed before, protein intake is going to be higher than what you're used to, probably, right? So we want to save some cash. We can definitely do it there. You know what I mean? So we also have that option, like food options. How do we save money for food? Well, we do it that way. But I think those are really the big ways to save money. Now, some of the other stuff is like if you're trying to do a photo shoot or get good fitness photography photos, trying to find somebody that's new or, you know, trying to emerge with their photography business can sometimes be a better or a cheaper way to go. It doesn't necessarily mean you're going to get a better product. Doesn't necessarily mean you're going to get a worse product. It just depends on the individual. Because if you're paying for shoots, they can be quite expensive, right? You're not going to be able to get away from any of the show cost stuff. If you're competing on an NPC card, you got to get an NPC card, right? You got to pay for registration. You could do less classes if it's your first show. I wouldn't recommend that. Do as many classes as you can. Get the stage time. Find out whether or not you love it. Find out how you feel about it. You know, get the shakes and the jitters out in the novice and the true novice classes. That can be a big benefit, right? Now, if it's your 17th show, probably don't need to do novice or true novice. Can't do true novice, right? Might not be able to do novice. So we're probably looking at the open and maybe the masters at that point, depending on your age. But you could do less classes, right? And then picking your shows wisely. If your goal is to get qualified nationally, do a national qualifier where you can stay home. Like you don't have to pay for a hotel or travel or the other expenses, right? Those kind of things. So there's a lot of very simple ways to help manage your monetary concerns in terms of getting into a competition, right? However, some of them might not be the best idea. So hopefully that helps with the idea of balling on a budget, how to compete without breaking the bank, guys. So I'll leave it there. Happy Monday. I'll talk to you guys soon. Have a wonderful week.